What's up, YouTube? Today we're looking at yet another Color Cup team. We've got it on for 2 weeks, so we may as well just pound through these. But the team that we're looking at today includes Shadow Alolan Golem. And you've probably seen this absolutely everywhere because SsThorn reached rank 1 in the world with this very specific team. And then since then, it's been showcased by its Axon, Home Slice Henry, among the likes. So we're also going to take a look at it today. Um, I'm not surprised that this team is as strong as it was because, like day one, anyone could have noticed that the meta was very soft to rock. So having that rollout damage plus the rock blast coverage is really nice. And especially when you have a nice pseudotyping and you can resist flying and all this other stuff. Um, but yeah, so first things first, I'm taking a look at the damage on rollout. It is an elite TM move, community day move, whatever you want to call it. But you get with Shadow, you get stab, which is like 20%, and then Shadow damage, which is plus 20%. So it's actually doing 3.84 damage per turn and 4.33 energy per turn, making it like one of the best moves in the game. Um, and as you can see in comparison to rollout, obviously the energy is the same, but that damage is just non-comparable. So let's hop right into the battles. Getting paired with Among Us and Jumpluff in the back, just kind of covering its weaknesses. But right away, we have a great lead in Talonflame. They come in Credilli. I farm up 4 and then try and go for a Grass Knot catch on Among Us, but I'm unsuccessful. My opponent actually waited the turn there and saved their energy, but that is okay. We have a great response here in Among Us. I think it takes like over 3 rock sides to KO, and these bullet seeds just do not do the damage. Grass Knot is stab here. Both are neutral, and it's going to do a little bit more damage. And as you've seen, we can survive one more rock slide, and they're not going to be able to bullet seed farm me down. It is double resisted. Astonish gets the farm down. We come out with a move loaded. We can actually still throw one in the move for better timing. And that allows us to get off this foul play, which does some decent chip, and we keep alignment, which is huge. Wait out the switch timer, come in with Golem. They come in with Ferrothorn. We have a great answer in Jumpluff, and my opponent unfortunately got hard countered in that matchup, and they resigned the match. Marowak in the lead. This is once again a great lead, but obviously with Bone Clubs being double super effective, that could get scary when shields are down. But they come in with a Decidueye, and I meet them with a Mungus. I'm debating shielding here because they can run Brave Bird, but fortunately I call it, and it is just a Spirit Shackle, so that's huge. And they are going to get to one more, but we get the full Astonished farm down, and we come out with a shield advantage and an energy lead. They are forced to let this go. And now we can just come in, roll out down, shield once, and get the full farm down. But they actually don't throw their energy, and once again, another Ferrothorn in the back. And this opponent also resigns the match. So 2 very similar teams there. And that's kind of why this team was so successful. Among Us on the lead. So this is not a great lead for us, but we are going to outpace to the first move. So we may as well chip with our Alolan Golem here. And then probably get into our Among Us of our own now that we've done some rollout damage and grabbed a shield. So we come in with Among Us. They're just going to get out foul play. That doesn't do much damage. And then they come in with a Celio. So a bit of a spicy Pokemon from my opponent, but a decent one. It's got some good bulk. Grass Knot, not enough to KO. They are at back-to-back moves here, so I am kind of forced to let this go, unfortunately. But they do just go for the Body Slam. But once again, I don't think that Astonish is going to KO, and they are going to get to Powder Snow farm me down before I get there. So they dump all their energy, which is nice. I'm going to come in with Golem, get the rollout farm down, and then probably instantly swap. No, I'm actually going to play to the CMP tie on their next move and go for a Rock Blast here. And then I wouldn't be surprised if I shield this up because I have a feeling whatever is in back is weak to the rock typing. Am I going to go for the farm down? No, I'm going to bank a move and then come in with jump bluff. They have a Kingdra in the back. My only lose con here is baiting with the aerially, so I'm full sending the energy ball. They do shield that, however, and I obviously will respect an out. Oh no, I'm not even going to respect an outrage. And they bait with an Octazooka. The reason I didn't respect that there is because I have a win con either way because I have a wild charge loaded. Energy ball does KO. And at this point, we just need to make it to an aerial ace. My opponent realizes they're going to get outpaced, and they resign the match. Mirror leads, so clearly someone else has been watching YouTube. But now it's about who's going to win CMP, and it's my opponent. And that is just because we have the 0 attack on our ALOLAN Golem, and that's okay. We just needed to see who lost CMP on the first one, and then we will catch the second one on our Among Us. But we are going to stay in, at least force them to throw that energy, because we do not want to take it on our jump bluff. Rock Blast, we'll do some decent chip from a shadow, but not enough to threaten. And I have a feeling we're going to see mirror teams in this match. And so we're just going to get off this foul play. This will do some okay chip, gets them into the yellow, but they throw one before I get to my next move. And I'm not going to risk winning, trying to win CMP on the next one when I know I have a 0 attack. And at this point, I'm going to come in with jump bluff because I'm expecting that if they're using the same team, that they're using the same move sets and not running sludge bomb, which allows me to get a nice little farm down here, going for the aerial ace before they make it to their next move to KO. And it does. And they're going to come back in with ALOLAN Golem. I build up to the energy ball, and now I'm baiting with the aerial ace, which could be risky because I do have a move loaded already on the ALOLAN Golem. But we snipe with the Rock Blast, and it's their own jump bluff in the back. So clearly the better player using this team. And at this point, I can just let this go. They have to full send the energy ball to KO. Aerial ace is double resisted, and they do not go for the aerial ace, which means I'm going to get to a move. And I'm going for a little bit of BM here. We haven't gotten to use a wild charge yet, so going for the wild charge, getting the KO. We're able to take that game with the jump bluff in the back, still very healthy. Okay, great lead. Shadow jump bluff. They get out in the Kingdra, so I'm going to farm up to the wild charge, go for it here, and then probably come in with my jump bluff. Which is exactly what I'm going to do. Grab the shield, come in with jump bluff, and that's just because I want to make sure I maintain alignment in this match. They do full send the outrage, but I'm going to overfarm a little bit, go for the energy ball. This will be enough to KO here, and they do let that go, and then they have a Toxapex in the back, so they actually don't come back in with their jump bluff. And that is actually okay for us because we can align Among Us on this Toxapex, and it's a pretty neutral matchup. They go for a little bit of a snipe there with the jump bluff, but they're unsuccessful. I will respect an energy ball here. No shielding is kind of my only lose con, but they do bait with an aerial ace, which is unfortunate, but that's just kind of the right play there. And we are going to get off the Rock Blast, and we're going to outpace to a second Rock Blast before they can make the energy ball, which is huge. And at this point, this game is won, even if this is an energy ball. So we will let this go. It's the energy ball. Now we can get the farm down, and we save the shield for the Sludge Wave. And I'm not sure if they're quite in Grass Knot range, so I wonder if I'll go double foul play. No, I am going to full send the Grass Knot here. Their jump bluff is not going to be able to make a move because it's so low. So yeah, it actually looks like I should have gone double foul play there probably. But either way, we still are able to outpace, get to the foul play, one Astonished to farm down the jump bluff, and we're able to take that game. Into the next match, we have a Talonflame on the lead, and they come in with SsThorn. So we are going to meet them with a jump bluff. You could argue that Among Us would be a better answer here. But the reason I came in jump bluff is because we've seen a couple teams that are like Talonflame, Credilli, SsThorn. I don't know why you would safe swap SsThorn in that match. So maybe it's a more Pekko in the back, which could cause us some issues. But we're just going to play out this matchup. Even if this is another flash cannon, they're not going to be able to bullet seed farm us down because it is double resisted. So we're able to get off the aerial ace, maintain switch. They only get 1 incinerate worth of farm energy, and it's a Quagsire in the back, so they have no super effective coverage for us here, which is super nice. I will still respect the Stone Edge, and they actually bait with an Aqua Tail, so that's a pretty good bait by my opponent. Just kind of understanding that I have to win this matchup because my Golem can absolutely not see this Quagsire here. And we are able to get off back-to-back Grass Knots, grab both shield, which is pretty nice. And at this point, they probably are just going to go straight Aqua Tail. So I kind of have to let this go and hope I can just outpace to a Wild Charge to KO. And we actually go for the Rock Blast here. That's probably not the right move because they now might get to a move. They get to a move on CMP. So had I gone Wild Charge, that probably would have been the safer bet. But at this point, we have the shield and we come out with a Rock Blast loaded. And this will do way more damage than health on that Talonflame, and we were able to take the win. Another Talonflame on the lead. So Talonflame absolutely everywhere in this cup. And they come in with Credility. This time I don't go for any like catch strategy. I'm just going to come in with my Amoonguss and get off this foul play. They have to go Rock Slide here, and they just resign the match, realizing they're not going to be able to flip switch. Into the next match, we have a Ferrothorn on the lead. So this is a very bad matchup, but we can just come in with Amoonguss, and we bait out a Toxapex, which is exactly what we want to do with this Pokemon, because Amoonguss actually has a very neutral matchup here. Poison Jab and Sludge Wave only neutral, same with Astonish and Grass Knot, and they don't throw on Great Timing, which is also fantastic for us. We correctly shielded the Sludge Wave too, so now that means we can potentially flip switch. I know a foul play doesn't quite KO from this range, so I will full send the Grass Knot, and they let that go. 2 more Astonishes, get the farm down, able to flip switch, which is absolutely massive. And now we're going to be able to get to a foul play. This will do some decent chip on the Ferrothorn, not nearly enough to threaten them, but it does force them to throw their energy. Thunder or Power Whip will not take me out from this range. It's just a Thunder. I'm going to go for a foul play right before they make it to their next move. And they're going to be just kind of forced to take this energy. And what is in the back? It is a Jellicent, and we're also able to make it to a Grass Knot here. And if they shield this up, just going to come ALOLAN Golem. And I'm guessing going to try and make it to back-to-back Wild Charge here. No, I'm just sacrificing and letting it go. We live on 1 HP. That is crazy, actually. Was not expecting us to live that. But now, at this point, they have no more shields. We have a Jump Bluff. We haven't seen the second move on this Jellicent yet, so I will respect a potential Ice Beam here, especially because this is the only kind of move they're going to get to here. And I'm over farming, going to go for the Energy Ball, making sure that they do not get a catch there. Energy Ball will get the knockout, and then it's just the Ferrothorn in the back. They have absolutely no plan to Jump Bluff, and they resign the match. Okay, into the next lead, we have a Talonflame, which is obviously a great lead. They also come in with Cordelia. I hope this is not the same matchup. This one throws first, so no, it is not the same matchup. That's good. And they just go for the Rock Slide, and I go for the foul play on CMP, winning that CMP tie. This will do some decent chip. We know we can survive 3 Rock Slides here, so we are just going to let this go. And then probably just throw on CMP on the next. And unfortunately, because I don't go Grass Knot here, which I should have, this foul play will not KO. And I should have gone double Grass Knot there just to ensure that KO, but we also know that 2 Rock Slides don't KO, and they aren't able to bullet, or 3 Rock Slides aren't able to KO, and they are not able to bullet seed farm down. So what are they going to come in with? They're going to come in with the Talonflame. They only get 1 Incinerate's worth of energy, which is nice. And then it's the same team with the Ferrothorn in the back. Just can get off this Aerial Ace. This will do some decent chip. They could be running flash cannon here, but we've also seen that 2 flash cannons don't KO the non-shadow jump left, but it is just the thunder, so they're going to need 3 of those actually. And this is kind of just a slow battle of neutral damage. Both of our fast moves are resisted. They shield the aerial ace for some odd reason. I can still very comfortably survive a thunder, so I am not shielding this. And now I'm just going to get off an aerial ace, and I will outpace once again to their next move. So what does my opponent want to do here? Are they willing to double shield in this matchup? Because if they double shield, I will shield back. This does mean that they're probably going to bait with a power whip, and it would be really tempting to call that bait and watch it survive a double resisted move, but I didn't want to risk it. And we are able to switch when they switch and avoid a catch, come in with the golem, get the rock blast KO, and my opponent realizes they no longer have a win con and they resign the match. Into the last match of the video, we've got mirror leads once again. They are also on the shadow, it looks like. So once again, just going to play it out, see who wins CMP. Obviously, it's not us because we have the 0 attack. We're going to play this the exact same way. We're going to shield this up, go for our own rock blast, farm up to the next one, and then catch on our Amoonguss. I don't really think there's any other better way to play it. So we get the catch, rock blast, do some decent chip, but once again, not that threatening. Amoonguss is pretty bulky. And this one actually farms back up to the rock blast and then comes in with their own Amoonguss. One thing I don't really understand about this is why they're not coming in with their jump left here. They probably know I'm not running Sludge Bomb, so it's kind of surprising. But they do throw their move right away, understanding that I was about to make it to a second move. And we actually live that, which is huge, because now that means we can get to a second foul play here. This will do some great chip. And at this point, we can come in with either. Yeah, jump left is fine here. They're going to make it to 1 move, and that is A-OK. It looks like we're not going to be able to get the Fairy Wind farm down. It is resisted on that poison typing, but we can overfarm and KO here. Don't even need to hit a single bubble. This will KO. And then they actually come in with Decidui in the back. So they're actually not running that same team. So that makes sense why they came in with their own Amoonguss. And they are unable to outpace me here. And at this point, this game is won once I grab this shield. I actually did not know we lost CMP to Decidui, so this was a learning moment for me. Just go for the Spirit Shackle, but anything from that range probably would have KO'd. And at this point, they have the move, but they are forced to throw, and they would not be able to make it to another move. And we're able to take that game. So yeah, those are all the battles right there. Obviously, this team has been showcased a lot, and me showcasing it isn't anything special. But it's just kind of an acknowledgement of when you see the meta is weak to a specific type, and you find a Pokemon that has that coverage and is really strong into the meta, I definitely suggest trying it out and then building a team around it. Because I recognized very early on, I'm talking day 1, that a lot of the meta was weak to rock, but for some reason I didn't make it to that next step where I decided to actually run a rock type that had that fast move damage of the rock typing and had that decent coverage with the wild charge. So shout out to SsThorn and all the other content creators that covered this team. It's a very strong team. Obviously, you're weak to water and ground and fighting, so you have two answers for that in the back in an ABB style team. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, peace.